1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. Acting Mahanayaka of the Amarapura Mahanikaya has emphasized that all expenditure in viharayas should be managed through the income of the viharayas. A proposal to debate on establishing a national council is being held in Parliament today. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the Election Commission Council will act according to the law. A program will be implemented to fix solar power on roofs in state institutions. The government has paid attention to introduce MRI card system for Russian tourists. In foreign news, tremor shakes Mexico City on quake anniversary. News in detail. Acting Mahanayaka of the Amarapura Nikaya Most Venerable Pallekanda Ratnasara Thera has emphasized that all expenditure in viharayas should be managed through the income of the viharayas itself. Most of the Buddhist viharayas in the island receive large sums of income. The Thero said that the properties and income of such viharayas have become private property of the viharayas. The government has given concessions for electricity bills of viharayas so far. Advice has been given to manage the electricity bills by removing the concessions amidst the existing economic crisis. The majority of the viharas have expressed their will in this regard. More Theras have expressed opposition against the electricity bills. The Thera made these remarks participating in a program at the SLBC. A proposal to debate on establishing a national council is being held in Parliament. Cabinet approval for this proposal is to be received this afternoon. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the Election Commission Council will act according to the law. The power in this regard has been vested with the Commission. Therefore, the Commission has the ability to conduct elections appropriately. The Prime Minister said that several recommendations have been forwarded by the Working Committee on the revision of parliamentary elections after monitoring for a long time. He stated in Parliament that the necessary draft bills have been prepared. A program to fix solar power on roofs in state institutions will be implemented. Measures have been already taken to set up solar power networks in hospitals and schools. In addition, the government has paid attention to implement this program in religious places as well. Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said that he hopes to obtain the necessary assistance from the World Bank, Asian Bank, and from other finance institutions to make the program a success. He also stated in Parliament that benefits will also be taken from the Indian credit line. Minister Prasanna Rantunga says in Parliament today that several programs will be implemented to solve the housing problems of the estate sector. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The government has paid attention to introduce MRI card system for Russian tourists who are arriving in the country. The tourists will have the opportunity to pay in rupees instead of ruble. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that this transaction system is being practiced in Thailand, India and Turkey. He made these remarks participating in the Dasadesing program of the SLBC today. Meanwhile, the minister stated that another Russian flight has agreed to arrive in the country. There will be possibilities to bring more Russian tourists in the future. The Director General of Community Affairs of the President's Office, Kirti Tenakon, says that the economic stability is the basis need for the country. Participating in the Subharati program of the SLBC today, he said that there will be opportunities for all political parties to work with unity through the National Council Act to be passed in Parliament today without political differences. And that ends local news for now. And in the main news story, State Minister of Foreign Affairs Taraka Balasuriya says that the 7 Sri Lankans in Ukraine who were allegedly captured and tortured by Russian soldiers in the Kharkiv region are not medical students. Participating in the Dasadesing Hatha program of the SLBC, he said that they have attempted to migrate to Europe illegally. He stated that they were residents of the northern province and migrated the country in an illegal manner. The government had taken measures on the 89 persons who were in Ukraine during the war period and were reluctant to visit the island. And that ends the main news story. The main news
news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And in Watchlight, the National Water Supply and Drainage Board says that water supply will be suspended to several areas for 16 hours from 8 a.m. tomorrow to 12 midnight due to the cleaning of underground tank of the Labugama water purification. Accordingly, water supply will be suspended to the areas of Kahahena, Hangwalla, Jalsara, Ranala, Kaduwela, Mapitigama and Dompe. More details can be obtained by dialing 1939. And that was Watchlight. Moving on to world news. In the headlines, tremor shakes Mexico City on quake anniversary. Mudslides and flooding as typhoon batters Japan. Joe Biden says COVID-19 pandemic is over in the US. A powerful earthquake has rocked Mexico's western coast on the same day. The country marked the anniversaries of two devastating quakes which killed thousands of people. The 7.6 magnitude quake hit the coastal states of Michoacan yesterday. So far, one person is known to have been killed, officials said. But last night, U.S. officials issued a tsunami warning for parts of Mexico's western coastline. The U.S. Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said that waves reaching up to 3 meters above the tide level could hit coastal areas overnight. The tremors originated at a depth of 15 kilometers near the town of La Placita de Morelos. Rescue workers in Japan have warned of mudslides and flooding as one of the biggest storms in recent decades batters the country. Typhoon Nanmadol has killed at least 2 people and injured 90 others since it made landfall on the southernmost island of Kyushu on Sunday morning. 9 million people have been told to evacuate and more than 350,000 homes are without power. Forecasts predict up to 400 millimeters of rain over the next 24 hours. President Joe Biden has declared the pandemic is over in the U.S., even as the number of Americans who have died from COVID continues to rise. Mr. Biden said that while they still have a problem, the situation is rapidly improving. Statistics show that over 400 Americans on average are dying from the virus each day. The head of the World Health Organization said last week that the end of the pandemic is in sight. In an interview with CBS program 60 Minutes aired on Sunday, Mr. Biden said that the U.S. is still doing a lot of work to control the virus. Back to the headlines of the world news. Tremor shakes Mexico City on quake anniversary. Mudslides and flooding as typhoon batters Japan. Joe Biden says COVID-19 pandemic is over in the U.S. That was world news, and on to development news. Hakmana Pasguda Cemetery premises road has been developed after 10 years at a cost of 20 million rupees. 2,000 families will be benefited from this project. And that was development news.
Sports News is brought to you by...
With many values that bind us beyond the transaction, we are Sampath Bank. We present your future.
And on sports news, the match between New Zealand and the West Indies Legends team will be held in India tomorrow. The match between Sri Lanka and New Zealand Legends team is to be held on Saturday. Sri Lanka Legends team is undefeated so far. And that is sports news.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest from NSB, now extended till the 30th of September just for you. Your short-term deposits receive an attractive interest rate of 20% in 3 months and 22% in 7 months. Visit a bank branch or a main postal office today. NSB, the only bank with 100% government guarantee.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The ornamental fish cultivation, agricultural products, clay-related industry and home gardening have been expanded in the Mathura district. Under this program, 84 entrepreneurs in the area have been empowered. Planning Director Office of the district said that 4.4 million rupees will be spent for the program. Opportunities will be made for 200 local income families to enhance their income. And that was Business News.
Business News, Sponsored by
The fastest way to earn the highest interest from NSB. Now extended till the 30th of September just for you. Your short-term deposits receive an attractive interest rate of 20% in 3 months and 22% in 7 months. Visit a bank branch or a main postal office today. NSB, the only bank with 100% government guarantee.
Economic News, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
In economic news, the central bank says that the country has earned an income of 332 billion rupees from the tourism industry during the first 8 months of this year. 25 billion rupees was received as an income from the sector last year. And that was economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LOLC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
And in the weather report, the Met Department says that a few showers will occur in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Gaul and Matra districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in the Uva and eastern provinces and in the Mullaitivu district during the evening or night. That was the weather report. And to conclude this news broadcast, the headlines again. Acting Mahanayaka of the Amrapura Mahanikaya has emphasized that all expenditure in viharas should be managed through the income of the viharas. A proposal to debate on establishing a national council is being held in Parliament today. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the Election Commission Council will act according to the law. A program will be implemented to fix solar power on roofs in state institutions. The government has paid attention to introduce MRI card system for Russian tourists. And in foreign news, tremor shakes Mexico City on quake anniversary. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.